So example 4, it says show that the following conjecture is false. So they're making a statement here that they're saying is true, and we have to prove it false by showing a counterexample. Okay? It takes exactly one counterexample to prove something false. So there could be 15 trillion ways to prove it false. We just have to show one. All right, that's all a counterexample is. So their statement is a polygon with diagonals has 2 fewer diagonals as sides. All right, so first of all, let's get a little vocabulary going on here. Is that what it says on your sheet? Okay, I thought I saw it different. All right, so we all know what a polygon is, right? Polygon is a geometric shape that's closed, where sides do not cross each other with only straight lines. I'll give you some examples, some specific examples here. Let's go with this. These will be regular polygons, but this is a triangle, that's a polygon. This is a quadrilateral, that's a pentagon. This is a hexagon. Again, these are all regular. I can do irregular also, like there's a rectangle instead of a square, and there's a parallelogram instead of a square. So, you know, there's several quadrilaterals possibilities, right? So those are all polygons. And then we have the word diagonals. Anybody know what diagonals are? So the word diagonal means at a slant, right? Yeah. So you know that. But in geometric sense, the word diagonal is a segment that connects one vertex of a polygon to an opposite vertex of a polygon. So I'll demonstrate. You'll notice the triangle. Well, let's do something other than the triangle first. I'm going to use a different color here. Let's look at the quadrilaterals. If I go from this vertex, I need to go to an opposite vertex and go through the polygon. So that's not going to give me a diagonal. I got to go across like that. That's a diagonal, and that's a diagonal. And they are slanted. They don't have to be slanted. Notice in the pentagon, this is a diagonal, this is a diagonal, this is a diagonal, this is a diagonal, and this is a diagonal. Quadrilaterals, notice rectangle here, here, parallelogram, there's a diagonal, there's a diagonal. And for the hexagon, I got straight across, up around here, down to there, to there. I feel like I'm missing some. Oh, here. Oops.
Yeah, that's good.
You're missing one from the top left down to the bottom right.
Top left to the bottom right, thank you. I knew, it didn't look right, I just couldn't find it. Okay, there we go. So those are all diagonals. If you look at the triangle, if I go from the vertex to an opposite vertex, doesn't go through, doesn't go through. So triangles don't have diagonals. So that's why it says a polygon with diagonals. Not all polygons have diagonals. All right. So, and it says it has 2 fewer diagonals as sides. So if we take a look at some that are true, a quadrilateral, 4 sides, 2 diagonals, 4 sides, 2 diagonals, 4 sides, 2 diagonals. These are all true, right? All right. Here's a counterexample. Look at your pentagon. 5 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5th one. Which one did I mark? This one. There, there's 5 diagonals. All right, so 5 sides, 5 diagonals. So as far as their conjecture is concerned, if this were a true conjecture, then if we had 5 sides, we should have only had 3 diagonals, right? There should be 2 less diagonals than sides, and there aren't there. So it says, show a counterexample. There's your counterexample. Right? That's all a counterexample is. They say something's true. You draw a picture or state a fact using their requirements that you show it's not true. That's all a counterexample is. Okay, you can see the hexagon also is a counterexample. You don't have to give me more than one. Again, one counterexample is sufficient to disprove anything. Okay, teenagers are experts at that. Pull this stuff on your parents all the time. You never clean your room. Well, you remember 7 weeks ago, and my room was really messy, and you guys were just hanging around watching TV, and I cleaned my room, well, I did it that day. So that you said parents should be smart enough not to use the words never or always with teenagers, still pick out a specific time when it didn't happen. So anyway, that's all it is. Counterexample is just you saying you're wrong because of this thing. All right. And all you have to do is draw the picture or write the words that disprove it.